Hey everybody, I really wanted to get down here and get some shots of the concrete tie gang while they were working, but between being busy with the pre-op and then my surgery and all that stuff, you can see I still got my sling on. I wasn't able to get down here and catch them while they were working. I was hoping maybe they would work their way down into the flats below Illman, but that isn't going to happen. You can see over my shoulder, they've got the number one track occupied with the train full of the track equipment, and in the spur track here they're still loading their buses and trucks and backhoes, and looks like they got a loader they're going to put on and stuff. So they are obviously done on the mountain, at least for now, and they will put that train together and drag it all out of here. Maybe you'll see it going down the road. I don't know when they're going to leave. I'd like to get a shot of the train going by, but if I can, I can. I don't know. I have appointments every day this week, so I'm not going to have a lot of time. But you can see back there behind me there, that is the rest of the train. That is their extra stuff and the locomotives, water car, a couple of other, probably a fuel car, I don't know. But they'll hook that up to this train when it's all put together and get it out of here. So maybe we'll catch it on the fly somewhere. But anyway, we'll drive down through here and get a little shot of what this train looks like while they're loading it up and getting it ready to go. Well, I actually shot the piece, or thought I was shooting the piece, on the part of the train where they load the service trucks, buses, pickups, boom trucks, some loaders, backhoes, things like that. And for some reason it didn't record. I don't know if I just didn't push the button correctly or what, but it didn't record. So I'm going to give you this artist's rendering of what that looked like. I cracked myself up. All right, we'll start back here at the back of the train. We'll work our way forward. All right. These things aren't going to be put on here in specific order, I don't think. They load them up as they load them up. That is the big cat tamper. And I know that's not the last piece of equipment that comes up here. There is a smaller tamper there. And that is a ballast regulator. You can see the blades on the front that scrape the ballast off onto the shoulders. And then at the other end of the regulator is a sweeper that sweeps everything, cleans it up. You saw that. I'll link the video I did about how track equipment works. And I know in that video not everything is accurate. I'm not completely conversant with all types of track equipment because I'm a signal guy. That right there, I'm not sure what that is. That may just be that little thing. That may just be something they pull things around with. That looks like it is the machine that distributes the clips that hold the rail to the concrete ties. You can see down there. I'm sorry I can't zoom this in because I got my arm in a sling and I can't hold the camera in one hand and use the other one to operate the phone. But if you look closely, right underneath at the base of the rail, you see those little metal clips. Those took the place of railroad spikes when they started using concrete ties. There are a couple of different types of clips, but that's what we have here. So, moving on. Okay, that is another. These are smaller tampers. I mean, tampers are tampers. They do the same things, I suppose, but they're just smaller. Maybe they use those in the middle of the pack to firm things up before the tamper comes by that lines all the track. Those ones probably don't have the radar equipment or laser equipment or whatever. But there's another tamper there. Another one there. That is a tie handler. When they put the ties out, the tie handlers will come out and they'll take the ties off that, like they'll put the ties on that little carriage behind them. These tie handlers will lay the ties where they need to be, and then there's another tie handler behind these ones that will come along and pick up the old ties. And I believe that piece of equipment there is called a scarifier, and the scarifier goes down between the ties and what's called the crib, and those teeth spin and it breaks that ground up, softens it up, so it's easier to insert new ties. And the small piece of equipment there looks like it's probably the piece of equipment that either removes or inserts those clips. Again, I've never worked with a concrete tie gang, so I'm not sure how that works. If that is the one that removes it, that is the first piece of equipment that goes out, and they pull the clips off the ties that need to be changed. That is another tie handler, it looks like. It's quite a bit bigger. I don't know if that is used specifically for concrete ties or what its purpose is exactly. If you guys know, if any of you people, I'm sure I've got some people on here that know what these things are, please leave it in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. It's always nice to learn new things. Another tamper, and that looks just like some sort of an equipment carrier. It's got a little wagon behind it. I don't know, I've never seen one of those in action. Don't know what that is. Another tie handler and another regulator. See here, the mass exodus. They're definitely done. I don't know where they're going next. I'm trying to get a word with one of the foremen, I suppose, around here, but he's surrounded by other people that are still working here that are asking him questions, so I'm sure he's got plenty to do. I'll wait until there's nobody bugging him, and go find out what the deal is, when this train's going to leave and where it might be going. Well, I just spoke with the equipment manager for the concrete tie gang, and he said they are finished loading, and you saw everybody leaving a while ago. I didn't actually ask them where their next job's going to be. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be a long way from here. And he said they'll be headed out towards Bakersfield as soon as the train's made up. And so it's going to be a couple hours before that happens, I'm sure. So I think I'm going to go get myself a hamburger and go find me a perch, maybe coming out of Illman. There's a nice little place coming across Callini Creek there, and see if we can't catch the train coming out that way. All right, so, well, as they say on the railroad, here we go. Well, by the time I got back from the Keene Cafe and getting myself a hamburger, the power had already gotten the vehicles pulled out onto the number 2 track, and evidently took them down to Illman. Cleared Illman, had the dispatcher clear them back up the number 1 track. Sorry, watching for rattlesnakes. And here they come back up the number 1 track, and they'll be hooking up to the equipment section of the train. And I am right up here. I've shot videos up here before. The tunnel 1 is just around the corner there. That is Caliente. Some of you saw the video that I shot from up here of a couple of trains meeting. And over there you see the center frame, you see that water tower and shack. There's been a big fire here since the last time I was here. And I'm glad I did some still photography at that shack and a tank, and I'm glad I did because it's all burnt up now. This fire was actually contained in about 24 hours and put out pretty quickly, unlike all the fires that are going on in Northern California and over on the Central Coast. That is why the air is so foul. Well, I don't know why he stopped. He's still about 1 or 2 cars from the hook. Oh, there they go. Never mind. Funny is probably about, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 of a mile from the train. Can you hear that bell? Like it's a lot closer than that. Well, I said they were going to move, but there they go. All right, that is now one train, and we'll go down, see if we can't catch it going by at speed. Well, this is where I have chosen to shoot the equipment train as it comes by. And one of the reasons I want to shoot from here is it's a good vantage point, because around that curve behind me there over my right shoulder is Illman. It's about 3/4 of a mile that way. And behind me that way, around that curve about 2 miles, is Bena. And it's a cool location to shoot from. You have good visibility coming around the curve from Illman and leaving towards Bena. And in 1987, they had a dual special train deal going on, and one east, one west. And the eastbound was, I think they're called F7s. They're the big covered diesel with the big blunt nose. Really cool looking old locomotives. I'm not that conversant with locomotive types, but it was painted in daylight colors. And just before it got up there was a ribbon rail train working up there, and they pulled a piece of ribbon rail off the edge of the embankment just the other side of Tunnel 8 and knocked down all the pole line. So that special got the flag going that way, and once he cleared, I drove down to the other side of Tunnel 3. You've seen videos that have shot from there, and shot the 4449 coming down the hill. Unfortunately, it had plain old SP helper on the point, but it was still cool to see. And then I drove down here and caught it here. That day, I almost got in 2 or 3 accidents because of these crazy rail fans that don't pay attention to what lane they're in. They don't care as long as they're pacing a train. I pulled over here and I ran about 6 people off. I told them, you're all on railroad property. Get off or I'll call the police. And a couple of them grumbled, but they all left. So I had this perch to myself. Just before the train got here, another rail fan pulled up here, but he's the only one. And I was in my railroad truck, so maybe they thought I was up here to keep people from getting here. But this person pulled up and asked if he could film from up here too, and I let him. Sometimes it's fun to be a prick. But that bridge right there, that's where the Caliente Creek goes under. It was a steel structure. They replaced it. And then in the 2000s sometime, they came in and took the original steel structure out and replaced it with that concrete bridge. But anyway, the equipment train should be coming by any time now. So we'll wait and hope he gets here. It's not exceedingly hot today. I think it's about 90 degrees. But as you can see, the air is incredibly foul. I don't like being out in it. Makes my eyes itch because I wear contacts. So hopefully he'll get here pretty quick. Well, here comes the equipment train, finally. It's sitting here for about an hour and a half. That's all right. Ain't nothing better to do, really. Noisy car. I missed him approaching from up on here because I was sitting there for so long. I went and sat back down in my truck, turned the air conditioner on. About the time I did, here he comes. Well, there all the equipment goes, vehicles. Alrighty then. That is the Union Pacific System Concrete Tie Gangs equipment train. Headed west towards Bakersfield. Well, I hope you enjoyed the piece on the equipment train. Took me all day to get the doggone thing shot. I've been out here for 6 hours now between getting up there, getting everything shot, and got another half hour to get home. But I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below, or shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see y'all later.